Welcome to One Set Feeling with Shanky's Clips, where we show you smaller clips of our larger episodes. So keep watching and keep learning. Then at that moment, how do you feel that there are so many people who could relate to something like that? Your love story is eternal out in the world. How do you feel about those moments?
I could empathize them. People started writing to me about their relationships and the problems that they are in. Even though I may not have a solution for them, they felt that merely my listening to their love story will help them.
Absolutely.
All that they felt is that this guy, इससे बात करूंगी ना मैं, मुझे अपने दिल को अच्छा लगेगा. I didn't even know that somebody would write to me. I had simply made an email ID because my publisher back then had told me to make an email ID in the name of the book, I too had a love story @gmail.com. I made it because it was to be put on that author bio. And this is year 2008. Let's move beyond, let's go back in time. There is no Instagram, there is no Facebook.
Instagram, exactly.
There is Orkut.
Orkut, yes.
On Orkut, there is this scrapbook concept and there is a community being made. I didn't know all of this. And I got a call someday, and this particular girl says, "Are you Ravinder?" And I'm in Chandigarh Infosys. I said, "Yes, who are you?" And then she said, "Are you Ravinder Singh?" I said, "Yes." And then her third question was, "Are you Ravinder Singh who wrote I Too Had a Love Story?" And this is 20th of December 2008. The book came out on 1st December 2008. I said, "Yes, I am." And then she breaks down on the call.
Oh my
She's crying. I said, "What happened?" This is my first call. This is my first reader who I do not know. Of course, I had my focus group readers who are my friends and they had read and they had reviewed. But this is the first reader who's giving me a call. And I said, "How did you manage to get my number?" And she said, "You are the 7th Ravinder Singh I'm calling." I said,
What
"How?"
are you saying?
And then, And then she said, I said, "How did you manage to talk to those 6 Ravinder Singhs?" She said, "Because you work at Infosys." And I remember that back then Infosys had this outlook on which you type Ravinder Singh and all the Infosys Ravinder Singh will pop up. And she somehow had a friend who worked at Infosys who gave her all the Ravinder Singh's number. So she had been trying. And then I said, "Okay, so that's how you got my number. What do you want to talk?" And then she said, "I called you. I had to arrange your number because you had not been responding to my emails for past 1 week." I said, "Emails? Which email ID?" She said, "The one mentioned on the book." And then I recall, oh, there is an email ID mentioned on the book. And then this is also the time wherein we don't have Wi-Fi's at home. I go to an internet cafe, log into that email ID just to check. And there are more than 20 emails sitting with subject line, "Your book, I Too Had a Love Story," my first book, I Too Had a Love Story. Those are the subject lines. There are 20 emails and I read. And these are not emails written in 2 lines. These are pages written. People have poured in their heart. I am paying extra to that internet cafe person. I sit and I start going to internet cafe almost every alternate evenings. Every time I go there, there are more emails now. Because more people are getting to know about the book. So it becomes a ripple effect again at a whole different level. People have been writing to me ever since then till today. To an extent that I started feeling that it's my moral responsibility to talk about relationships, to take their calls, to answer them, to make content on it. So that's how my world has changed because I landed up writing a book.
And I'm sure there's so many people who've been you've helped them indirectly. You don't even know about a lot of people that you've helped.
That's true. I mean, it's so good to hear this. Initially, I felt like people are just kind enough to tell me this, but then I run into people and they gave me examples of how I helped them. Because again, I'm a very curious soul. I tell them, आप मुझे अच्छा feel कराने के लिए बोल रहे हो. नहीं, feel कराने के लिए नहीं बोल रही हूँ मैं. You genuinely helped me. I said, "How?" And then said, that content of yours. And then they take me back in time. Acha, how did that help? My husband and I, we did this. We have put a writing board right on top of our fridge. And in that reel of yours, you had said, on that writing board, write one good thing about each other because bad things you will remember when you're fighting, but good things you tend to forget. Now those are two things I've written about my husband. After a fight, the next day when I go up in the morning to open the fridge, I read that one nice thing and I recall, हाँ यार इतना भी बुरा नहीं है.
Wow.
And this lady is standing in the queue at Bombay airport. We are in the same flight, and she turns and tells me, "Oh, you are the writing board guy, right?" She had forgotten my name also. She's also going through some sort of shock. And then she said, "Ranveer Singh." I said, "I'm Ravinder Singh." And then she said, "You have brought a positive change in my life. Your writing board." So and now I imagine there is a guy in Gurgaon who makes writing board reels out of his balcony and is able to change somebody else's
Someone
life who
else's
lives
life.
in Bombay. That is such a good feeling.
If you've liked these shorter clips here, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And to watch the full podcast of these same clips, you can go to our main channel and watch the whole podcast. Until then, see you.